Hey guys, MBG here with a look at the newest Primarch from Forge World. Of course, that's Night Haunter and Conrad Kurz. Pretty cool model, right? Everybody kind of saw it already. Now this is another larger box model than what we've seen in the past. For some of them out there, they're a little bit smaller, but still pretty cool and highly detailed. This one, of course, it's got a lot going on. Let's take a closer look here. This is the placard card here, and obviously a rather tall model. It's got a lot going on with some eviscerated solar auxiliary troops on the base there, and Conrad kind of just kind of climbing up, doing his perch thing. Now, what I liked about this was Forge World's including a lot of pieces of foam in here. Now, the first Primarch that came out, I guess about 2 years ago, Angron, I got, and it was pretty well damaged because it just kind of bounced around in the package. I got it, it was all messed up. Of course they replaced it. No questions asked. They're really good customer service out there. Now, some of the pricier stuff they might ask for pictures of, which shouldn't be a big deal as far as providing those if you got some messed up stuff. But it's always good to see that you spend that kind of money and they're very eager to help. So unboxing the little blister here, you can kind of see, let's zoom in a little bit, of course. Lots going on here. Now this is a rather large model, of course. You got most of the Primarchs are, the larger scale, not the 28mm heroic. Now you got this cowl across the top that was pretty well preserved. My Angron one was pretty much destroyed when it came across to me. But this one is very well done. Of course, he's going to be up on his perch. So there's that, and then you got an eviscerated auxiliary model that's gonna adorn the base. Some really cool shoulder pads. I mean, these are basically Terminator-sized shoulder pads. I mean, just take a look at those. The detail on them's pretty overwhelming. And then you've got his cape here, which is basically like dead flayed skin, kind of with some skulls on it. Really interesting stuff here. Another auxiliary casualty model. Then you get into his head and lots of different parts right there. You can kind of see his head right there. So in the dead auxiliary heads and their random other body parts, lots of throwing knives. He was very famous for his throwing knives there. Some hand options as well. So a couple different ways to assemble him, it looks like. There's not exactly instructions on how he kind of goes together. They just kind of give you that little placard there, and they're like, hey, this is how it goes. Like, okay, thanks. The typical Forge World, but honestly, if you're buying this stuff, you probably have the means to figure it out and get it together. Well, this is a little tougher to get out. There we go. So here's the base, obviously a rather large Scenic base. Now, most of these, are pretty nice. They'll come on. They're kind of like an assembly where you get like a 60mm base and a 40mm base to put them on, and it kind of locks together all in a very unique fashion. Now this one, it's a little bit different from the rest, I guess, because it's more vertical, I want to say. So you've got the normal piece here, which is going to go on a 60mm base, and then you see the opening there for the 40mm. So this is going to go on your 60mm, boom, just like that, right? And then you've got the perch, we'll call it, Conrad's perch, which that's why he's got a wide stance. He's kind of arced up on this perch here, so that kind of locks in here. Of course, if the flash wasn't on it and the 40mm base, it would basically look like that, but a little bit more flat. And then you got the locking piece here, which will go in around it like that. Some sort of weird assembly, but I assure you that is how it's supposed to go mostly. For the most part. So cool, neat little Scenic base, very similar to kind of Horus's kind of climbing the Imperial Eagle banister, but that's a whole nother rather large kit in and of itself. So as far as detailing goes, I mean the claws, all of that stuff's pretty well done. It's obviously packed very well as far as these little pieces of foam in here to try to protect it, in transit, because a lot of these are obviously coming across the ocean unless you live in England. You have that kind of luxury to go to all those cool events. But I mean, quality-wise, pretty spectacular stuff. One of their better kits, obviously, and if you're an aficionado of the Night Lords or just, the Heresy play in general, definitely worth a pick up. Now, I suspect in the long run we'll see some demon versions of a lot of the Primarchs, but of course, Conrad was one of the confirmed kills. I don't think they can go back on that fluff. He's definitely dead. He's been dead for about the 25 years that the Heresy fluff has been out there. But nonetheless, very cool model, very interesting figure in the Heresy, and definitely worth it if you're if you play Night Lords or you collect all the Primarchs. So that's about it for this one, guys. Make sure you stay in the trenches, subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out the blog spikybitsblog.com, and listen to our podcast forgenarrative.com.